Hello, and welcome to our channel. In this video, we will be recapping an action-packed adventure-filled fantasy movie from 2022, Thor: Love and Thunder. The film opens with a man named Gorr walking through an arid wasteland with his ailing daughter. Gorr carries the girl until she passes away in his arms. Later, he comes across a paradise with food and water belonging to the god Rapu. Gorr is the last of Rapu's disciples, and he begs the god for help. Rapu coldly shuns Gorr, and Gorr renounces him. Gorr is then called upon by the Necro Sword, a weapon that can kill gods, and was just taken from another being that tried to kill the gods. Gorr accepts the Necro Sword's call and slays Rapu. He then vows to kill every last god. Korg tells a group of Asgardian children the legend of Thor. He was raised in battle and became a legendary hero, saving the world many times, but also losing many people close to him, like his mother Frigga, and of course Loki. Since his last adventure, Thor has gotten back into shape, and he has been on many adventures with the Guardians of the Galaxy, including Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, Nebula, Rocket, and Groot. Korg notes that Thor is hiding a lot of emotional pain behind his rough exterior, as he still misses the love of his life, Jane Foster. Thor and the Guardians arrive at a planet overrun by bird-like invaders. Thor wields Stormbreaker and flies into battle and beats the hell out of the enemies, with the Guardians doing some shooting and heavy lifting as well. After Thor wrecks all the invaders and their ships, the king of the land gifts Thor and the Guardians with two giant screaming goats back on Earth. Jane has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer while undergoing chemo. She is supported by Darcy Lewis. Dr. Eric Selvig also tries to help, but the outlook isn't good for Jane. Seeking further help, she looks into his Guardian magic and learns that Mjolnir might be the key to saving her in New Asgard. Valkyrie is ruling as king, and the place has become a tourist attraction, complete with their own theater troupe of actors reenacting Thor's adventures. Jane goes to a museum where the broken pieces of Mjolnir are left on display. The pieces then appear to glow and react in Jane's presence. As the team flies away and tries to tame the goats, they detect a distress signal coming from Lady Sif, who calls to Thor and appears to be in the middle of a major fight. Knowing that they may be up against a greater threat than they know, Thor opts to part ways with the Guardians. He takes Korg and Stormbreaker's power to open the Bifrost and travel to Sif's location. Thor and Korg come upon an icy land where they find the skeleton of a creature called Falaga. Thor finds Sif wounded with her arm missing. Thinking she is ready to die, she tells Thor about Gorr and how he is going after the gods, earning him the name God Butcher. They teleport back to New Asgard, where Gorr and his minions, Black Berserkers, are attacking the Asgardians. Thor uses Stormbreaker to smash down the monsters and again beats the hell out of each of his enemies, while Korg gets Sif to safety. In the middle of the battle, Thor is elated to see Mjolnir coming his way until it returns to Jane, who is now wearing armor as the mighty Thor. Thor is astonished to see her there. Korg continues his story with a brief flashback to Thor and Jane's relationship. After their previous adventures, they started a serious relationship, but due to Thor's heroics and Jane's studies in science, they couldn't make their relationship work, so they had to break up. Still, Thor is elated to see Jane once more. Gorr attacks Thor and they fight. At first, it seems Gorr has the upper hand and beats Thor, but soon after he is outnumbered and decides to escape. Gorr then has his monsters capture the Asgardian children and imprison them far from home. The heroes receive a projected image from Axel, son of Heimdall. With Thor's help, he is able to show Thor that the kids are being kept in the Shadow Realm. Thor resolves to join forces with Jane, Valkyrie, and Korg to round up other gods for help. Mjolnir only has a temporary effect on Jane's health, and we see that her condition is getting worse as time passes. The team travels to Omnipotent City, where all kinds of gods gather. The four disguise themselves and sit as they watch Zeus make a grand entrance as Thor cites Zeus as an inspiration. However, Zeus quickly proves to be nothing but a jerk who is interested in orgies and not the well-being of the gods, so Valkyrie suggests that they should just step all his bolt, but Zeus catches them mumbling about the plan and invites Thor to the stage if he has something to say. At the stage, Thor explains the situation and asks for help from the other gods, but Zeus makes fun of him and asks him to go back and sit. Thor defies Zeus, after which he chains him and exposes him, forcing the other three to reveal themselves. Zeus quietly acknowledges the danger that Gorr poses, and he tells Thor he cannot be bothered to help or even lend them his lightning bolt to help. The actual reason behind this is that Zeus is afraid of Gorr and thinks everyone in Omnipotent City is safe. He also invites Thor to stay there. Zeus also says that Gorr will not reach eternity, which Valkyrie tells Jane is a cosmic being that can grant a wish to anyone that summons it, meaning Gorr will use his wish to kill all the gods at once. Thor asks Zeus to let them go so they can stop Gorr, but Zeus tells him that if he lets them go, Gorr can use them to reach Omnipotent City. Thor and his friends fight against Zeus's guards, but the guards are no match for the gods. Thor and his friends beat the hell out of them, but Zeus strikes Korg and shatters his body, but not killing him. Thor retaliates by hurling Zeus's bolt through his chest. Korg summons the goats to bring their ship back to get them out of there, and then they steal the bolt and escape on their way to the Shadow Realm. Thor sees that Stormbreaker is apparently jealous of the attention that Thor has been giving to Jane and Mjolnir, prompting him to reassure the axe that they are still a pair. Thor and Jane also talk and appear to rekindle their romantic feelings for one another. Jane also tells Thor about her cancer, and then they also share a kiss. The ship then makes it to the Shadow Realm, where everything is stripped of color. Jane hurls Stormbreaker into space because she knows that Gorr will use the Bifrost to find Eternity. Gorr finds them, and because they are in his realm, they are powerless and helpless against him. And Gorr captures them all. Gorr threatens to kill both Jane and Valkyrie unless Thor summons Stormbreaker, leaving him with no choice but to do so. Gorr raises his army of shadow creatures to fight Thor, Jane and Valkyrie. It is all-out war, and they try their best to fight both Gorr and his army, and they brutally kill many shadow creatures. But during this fight, Valkyrie is badly wounded by Gorr. Thor grabs the axe and opens the Bifrost, attempting to escape with Jane and Valkyrie, but Gorr catches Storm Reaker just as they are teleported. Jane is left without her armor and has gotten weaker and more sickly. Jane is brought to a hospital where Thor learns that her prolonged use of Mjolnir is killing her faster. Although she wants to help Thor fight Gorr, he tells her that he loves her and wants her to still be alive. She relents and lets Thor go off on his own. Thor gets Zeus's lightning bolt from Valkyrie and heads off to face Gorr. Gorr brings the children to Eternity, where he places Stormbreaker down. To begin the process, Thor arrives to rescue the kids. He also grants them temporary powers, so they can use their own weapons to fight the Black Berserkers, and together they beat the hell out of Black Berserkers. Thor battles Gorr with all his might, but Gorr begins to overpower him and beats the hell out of Thor. Jane senses this as and wields Mjolnir one more time and takes the fight to Gorr. She uses her full power and helps Thor. Last time, Thor stays by Jane's side, reaffirming their love for one another and sharing one last kiss as her body disintegrates. Gorr spends one final moment with his daughter and asks Thor to take care of her before he dies. Korg ends his story by saying that Jane's sacrifice made her a hero, and as Guardian legend, Valkyrie went back to ruling New Asgard, using Sif's help to train the children in it. Self-Defense Corps got his body back and found a male partner from his species. Thor is now raising Gor's daughter as his own, calling her love, and she is shown to be just as tough as he is. They go outside their home to face an incoming threat together with Korg, saying they are known as Love and Thunder.